instructional podcasts for web delivery. Podcasting is a fairly recent addition to the repertoire of web-based delivery options for instruction in higher education institutions. Organized efforts to provide the delivery of podcasts such as iTunes U were launched in recent years. Some institutions are enabling instructors to easily capture their lectures and facilitate the upload and dissemination of these podcasts for use by students. In the tutorial session, we explored the design and development of instructional audio-enhanced podcasts. The participants worked in groups to produce their own podcast. These were short and included 1 to 2 teaching strategies that could be used by instructors to facilitate learning. The first group suggested having the students become the instructor to help them learn the content.
My name is David Lieberman, and our objective today is to provide reflective learning tips. One effective way to learn a concept is to take that concept and explain it in your own words. The best way to do that is to put yourself in the role of the instructor, someone like me, and explain the concept to a friend or classmate who hasn't learned this concept yet in a way that they will really understand it.
In order to practice this tip, your assignment is to create a podcast explaining one of the following: photosynthesis, how to make a paper airplane, or outlining the best route from the library to the administration building to the bookstore.
The second group is suggesting the use of examples, not only providing examples, but having students produce their own examples.
Examples are an important part of teaching and learning. When I encounter an example in my own learning, first, I write down the generalizations which it illustrates. Second, to confirm that I understand these generalizations, I construct a second example to develop them further.
An if statement allows you in Java not to follow all the statements in a row in a sequential way, but to jump through statements depending on the condition. So an if statement has first the syntax if, that should be there, then a Boolean expression, which is in that case n, if n is 10, and this Boolean expression has to be between brackets, and if this Boolean expression is true, then you go through the statement system out println in that case n is equal to 10. And if this Boolean expression is false, you jump this first statement and you go straight to the else statement, which is you print on the screen n is not equal to 10.
The third group focused on language learning and created a brief assignment that could be shared with the students to identify the differences in tone between English and Spanish.
What day is today? It's Thursday. Notice the stress. It's Thursday. ¿Qué día es hoy? Es jueves. ¿Es jueves? What's the difference? Listen. ¿Es jueves? Es jueves. Can you find this difference in English? Who lives in the White House?
Who lives in the White House?
Who lives in the White House? Who lives in the White House?
Who lives in the White House?
Who lives in the White House? Find and record another example. Check with another student. Can the other student hear the difference and identify the difference?